I pick and choose who deserve my love for real. But even though, like, sometimes I would, like, be genuine to a person just because it's still me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, my intentions are good, whether you take advantage of it or not. I grew up like everywhere, but the main neighborhood was 69th and Winchester.
Okay, so over there by Western.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what was it like growing up over there?
It was cool. Like, back in the day, everything was like, I ain't gonna say safe, but it was like safe enough to like go outside and play with your friends and stuff. Not like how it is today, but it was cool.
Yeah, it's sad that well, I'm a parent myself. You feel me? And I know we used to be outside from sun up to sundown. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, maybe I'm an overprotective parent, but I can't see me sending my kids outside and they just go off and just doing anything they want. Because we was outside doing whatever we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And nobody, I ain't going to say we ain't had nobody overseeing us, but when we was outside, we was outside. Mm-hmm. So what would you say is some things you learned from growing up over there?
Some things I learned is that, that's a good question. What did I learn growing up? I learned the value of friendship. I learned to be generous, not always being like, not trusting everybody. Like, I was just too trusting over there. But I learned just to, give people the benefit of doubt rather than just judging them from first impressions.
Being over trusting and being generous, like, how do you balance that?
How do you balance? I'm still trying to figure that out myself right now. Because as a kid growing up, I was like overly like generous and like just trying to make somebody else, smile or have a better day or whatever. But like as I got older, I just realized people like took that for granted. So now it's like, who can I really like be myself to?
Is it tough for you to open up to new people? Because I would assume that it is.
Not so much. I think it's more so like putting more effort into like having a relationship with them. But I'm pretty much open to people. Not like, some personal stuff, but I'm friendly or whatever.
How many times has that come back to bite you in Chicago? Because I know sometimes people will take advantage of a kind person, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So have you ever been taken advantage of as just being kind and generous?
For sure. Definitely when I was in like middle school, I was always like so generous with like money at the time because it came like, it wasn't mine. So I was getting it from my parents or whatever. But I always like gave to my friends whenever they needed or whatever. But over time, it just, like I had another friend that made me like realize like, yo, you can't be doing this to like everybody because they gonna keep asking, they gonna keep taking from you. I'm like, as I got older, I realized that, she was right. And now it's just like, I pick and choose who deserve my love for real. But even though, like sometimes I would like be genuine to a person just because it's still me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, my intentions are good, whether you take advantage of it or not.
Facts. I think that's beautiful because a lot of times we go through negative situations and we allow those situations to change who we are as a person, like to a core. You know what I'm saying? So to know that you've stayed you, like that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So at what age did you start making music, or did you fall in love with music?
I fell in love with music back when I was like 9 years old, so like in 3rd grade. Back when my dad had like a whole little DJ system. I don't know why, but both of my parents are like Belizean, so we would always have like parties for like my grandma's birthday or one of our birthdays, and we would have like the whole little DJ setup or whatever. But I fell in love with music when I heard Fantasia with The Truth Is and the Free Yourself. I don't know, her voice just really stood out to me, and like ever since then I've been trying to like practice my singing or whatever. But when you be like recording yourself and you singing, you hear it back, and it's like, this can't be me singing. You think like you sounded so good. But over time, I felt like I didn't have the confidence to like really come out and tell people I'm a singer or whatever. I would tell people like I could hold a note or two, but the confidence building was definitely a journey because it took me years to like really step in my glove. And that was like 3 years ago. So now I'm just like telling people like, yeah, I could sing. I got music out, you know what I'm saying? And even as an artist, like with my voice, I'm still like improving.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fantasia is one of those artists I feel like doesn't get talked about as far as like voice. Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry.
You good.
As far as like voice, because it's like, how can somebody sing so well that damn near bring you to tears? You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, singers have a different place in the world aside from rappers. Like, when somebody's singing a song, like my homie just got married last weekend, and his wife walked down to the aisle to John Legend, Ordinary People, bro.
Classic.
And I'm sitting there like, we going through wedding rehearsal and all that. I'm like, bro, somebody in here gonna start crying, because it's like John Legend was in there with us. He sung that song so beautiful, you know what I'm saying? So I would say, do you have any songs that you listen to? You be like, man, I killed that.
Like a man. I want to say my song called "Yours for Life." That's on my first album called "On My Magic." I feel like that's the song I was like, yeah, I killed that. Songwriting and like vocals as well. Even like still to this day, I feel like I could have sung it better. But at that time, like I killed that shit. Like, I'm sorry, can we cuss on?
Nah, you good.
Okay.
Speak freely.
Okay, but yeah, that's the one song that I feel like I did that. I think other people would say "Can We Imagine" also on that album, just because like I feel like they could really relate to that song. But when I hear it, I just be like, I could have sang that line better, or just fix it a little bit.
Now, you say you stepped in your glow 3 years ago. Do you remember the exact moment or the song that you was like, okay, I'm here?
Yeah, it was my first song that I ever recorded. It's called Winning Season. I got like a lot of good feedback from it, and I ain't expect so much like love from it or whatnot. But when I was in the studio and I like came out the booth to like hear it, and my producer, like right now, even from back then, I'm still fucking with him. But when he like mixed it and all that, I'm like, damn, like this shit is really me. Like this is the beginning of something amazing right now.
What do you like more? Do you like the recording process or actually getting out in front of the people and being able to perform those songs?
Recording it. Because there's so much that goes behind like singing songs, because it's like harmonies and background vocals that really makes a song like popping, and what you would like assume that it's on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like most singers, they will like come in and just, lay down the main vocals and this thing like, yo, this is it. And they wonder like why it don't sound like the song that's on the radio. This is a whole lot of producing and mixing that goes into it. So recording is better. Well, it's a better feeling for me than actually singing live.
A lot of people think a lot of things are easy until they actually see the process of somebody actually walking them through and making a song or anything in this world. Like, we, from the outside looking in, I think we take a lot of things and people we take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Chicago has some of the most dopest R&B singers in the world.
Yes.
And to me, they don't get the proper shine and recognition because it's like, nowadays you got rappers harmonizing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you rarely hear R&B on the radio. Yeah. Like, how do you feel about that?
That's a good point to bring up, because like even on like Twitter they talk about it like, is R&B still alive type shit. And it's a really good topic to even like talk about, because like you said, R&B artists is not really given credit right now. And giving their credit right now. And people not really looking for it either. I think that's another problem. And like it's just a whole lot of rapping and all that stuff. It's just, how could we like come out? How could we stand out from like rapping? Because rapping is like really at its most top tier right now.
It's difficult because, like I say, you got rappers, they harmonize. You know what I'm saying? And it's I would say killing our ears to what real music is. It's like, okay, I ain't got nothing against rappers harmonizing, let them do their thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But like you say, when it comes to vocals and actually like making the hair stand up on your arm, like we need singers for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's a rapper that can, you know what I'm saying, embody what a singer is, you know? And I feel like somehow we need to push that back to the forefront. Like, it should be genres. It seems like rappers are able to jump genres effortlessly, and like you say, a lot of people feel like R&B is dead just because it's so harder to find. But it's great R&B music out here.
Yes, it's so much out there. underground. That's really what it is. They're underground, and that itself, like, they really need to push themselves as well. I know I need to, like, be on my promoting game, like, harder, go as hard as these rappers are going, cause man. But you know, it's a whole lot that goes into, like, the really perfecting your vocals and all that stuff, especially if, like, you your biggest critic and whatnot, and with the confidence building as well. But I think it's the promotion as well, promoting your music and all that stuff and getting your name out there.